Now, in this video, we're going to talk about the role of the president or the executive branch. Now, many people say that the president of the United States is the most powerful man on earth. And that may very well be, but that must be because he is the president of a very powerful nation and not because he can do very much on his own within his own government. In fact, he has to cooperate with the two other branches, and he cannot really do a lot by himself without support from Congress. Now, that being said, let's take a look at the president. First of all, he is elected every 4 years, and he can now sit for the maximum of 2 terms, meaning 8 years. It's not always been this way. The Founding Fathers did not set such a limit. So President Roosevelt, for instance, sat for president from 1933 till 1945, his death. He was elected 4 times. But as a consequence of this, I think, they made a new amendment to the Constitution in 1951. It says that the president can only sit for 2 terms now. So he is elected by the people every 4th year. Now, what is the role and the power of the president? That is the main issue. So let's take a look at what he does. He is the executive branch, and to execute means to put into effect. And that is what the president does. He puts into effect what the government decides. Now, he is the executive power. That means, for instance, that he is head of state. Now, as head of state, he lives in the White House with his family. He also works from the White House. Now, the head of state in Norway and Britain is the monarch. The president and his family is the closest thing that Americans get to having a royal family. He is the head of state and in many ways a role model for the nation. Now, more importantly, as head of state, the president also represents the United States abroad in foreign relations. So, he is head of state, he is also head of the government, and he is also chief of the armed forces. Now, we should remember that the power to declare war is vested in Congress, but it is the president who has the ultimate responsibility for disposition and direction of the army. So, chief of the armed forces. Then he is also head of the cabinet. The cabinet means regjering. That's the closest we get. So the president appoints his senior ministers, the people that lead the most important departments, and here they are at work together in the White House. So he leads the cabinet, and that, of course, is an important position to have. Last, I also wanted to say that even though it's not his primary task, he is also a very important role in both the budget and lawmaking, but here he cooperates and works with Congress. So all in all, these are some of the main roles of the President of the United States.